We're going to a country where not many people would think of going on holiday. So why are we going there? Well, many of our friends have visited recently and had nothing but positive things to say. They said that the Iranian people were really friendly, the food was absolutely delicious, but most importantly, they felt really safe there. We're literally winding down for the day and kind of thinking about what to do here right now. We soon learned that safety would be one of our biggest issues there, but it wouldn't be in a way that you'd think, and certainly not coming from the Iranian people or the government. What was supposed to be an epic 14 days adventure experiencing the history, the food, culture of this mystical land soon turned into a race to get to safety. Right, so we've just touched down Tehran International Airport. We're making our way to passport control, and I think we're both a bit nervous now, right? It's been all jollies right up until now, but we're a teeny bit nervous.
And as soon as we landed, every single woman has put her headscarf on. Even girls that had it around their necks.
Yeah.
They're putting it on their heads now. And every single person that we've interacted with has been speaking to us in the local language.
Yeah, they think we blend in.
So we do proper blending.
It's going to be interesting. I think we just have to overemphasize the English that we speak. But yeah, we're making our way to passport control. Going to put the camera down now because it's always a bit kind of dodgy when you do that in official areas. Then yeah, let's see what happens. There you have it. To be honest, I don't even know what we were worried about because it was literally probably one of the most smoothest immigration passport controls that we've done. The woman just took our passports. There wasn't much of a queue on the foreign line. She smiled and yeah, she said, "Welcome to Iran." And Nadia finished it off by saying, "Merci," and she got that smile from her. Ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Iran style.
There you go, you look lovely, mate. Okay, so both bags have come through literally within minutes, which is good. Now we're going to go find our guide, who's going to be basically the fourth person in this trio for the next 2 weeks.
Let's go find our guide.
Absolutely knackered as well.
He's holding his bag.
So let's go and find our guide, shall we? That's right there. Our guide is literally waiting for us right over there. Zakaria, say hello. Say hello to Uncle. Say hello to Uncle. Look over there. We're separated by a wall right there. Uncle is there. Zakaria's not having any of it. He's really, really tired. But we've got one last security check to go through before we see our guide. Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? We have our guide here, Ali. After all this time. Lovely, good, good. Lovely to meet you, man. How are you okay? Everything was very good, very, very good.
He's very jealous.
He's very tired, very jealous.
Flight was so
okay. Right, it is like midnight right now. We've been on the road for more than like 12 hours. We're gonna relax for the night.
Let Ali take over.
Yeah, that's it. Ali's doing all the work now, yeah? Yeah. Right, we'll see you soon. An hour's drive into Tehran city, we checked into our hotel and got a good night's rest, only to wake up to some shocking news.
We are following that breaking news out of the Middle East. The Israeli military launching a massive attack on Iran earlier today. The strikes killing more than 80 people, including top military officials.
After sitting down and speaking to Ali, we decided that we'd monitor the situation and spend the day doing some exploring. It seemed serious and our guide Ali and ACO Travel, who we booked our trip with, were concerned. However, the information we got was Israel was targeting military installations which were all outside the city of Tehran.
This is the worst attack since...
It's the worst attack since the war against Iraq.
Oh my gosh.
It's the worst attack in 37 years.
The worst attack in 37 years.
Are you worried?
I mean, you know, we should be worried.
It's interesting, right? You're saying that it's a fact that Iran hasn't attacked or done any kind of initiated a war actually in last 200 years. Yet in the outside world, outside of Iran, the propaganda and everything against it makes it look like and makes it sound like that it has. You know?
Specifically in last 110 years, Iran was invaded by allies twice in the First World War and the Second World War.
Yeah.
And afterwards it was invaded by Iraq.
Okay.
But even the war with Iraq, it wasn't initiated by us.
That's really interesting.
We just defended.
And every country has a right to defend itself.
Absolutely.
Not just one or two, but every country, right? Yeah, I guess like waking up this morning and hearing all those what's going on, we haven't really looked into the news too much, but I guess we'll get a sense of what everyone else is feeling now as we kind of go out and explore and see what's
Because
going
I was
on.
thinking that this attack can happen like a few days later.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Right?
We've just on phone calls with all our families this morning. Your sister called, our friends, everybody in group chats, just like, it's on the UK news now.
Yeah.
It's on the UK news, it's saying that Iran is going to attack like 100 drones. 100 drones, they
I think
said.
I already done it.
They've already done it.
So they've done 100 drone attacks to Israel, right?
When did that
I think-
happen?
A couple of hours ago, I think.
Oh my gosh. So this is literally,
Breaking news. It's absolutely crazy. And it's Friday, so it looks like we're driving around and it's really quiet, but Friday is like a holiday here. It's
All
like the
Fridays-
weekend.
This is just the same as
Yeah.
all the Fridays, so it's not
Yeah.
the.
Exactly, so this is normal. This is like nice and
normal.
quiet.
Yeah.
So yeah, while two countries are at war, we're gonna go to a palace. Yeah?
Yes.
So we're gonna check a palace out?
That's it, man.
Let's do
let's
it.
go, man.
So first place that we're making our way to is a place called Gulistan Palace, which actually means Palace of Flowers, because Gul is flowers in Farsi, which is also the same in Urdu as well, which is interesting. Yeah, just walking about the streets and the atmosphere is normal. There's not really kind of like panic or anything, I would say, but that's maybe because people are just going about their normal life at the moment. We don't really know exactly what the outcome is of everything. So we're just gonna carry on exploring with a bit of precaution, obviously, and see how our trip here in Tehran carries on. Are you okay, honey bunny?
Yeah, I was just saying before that we always hear about situations like this, but we're actually here, present in the situation. At any time now, something could happen, and that's just literally in the back of my mind right now.
In a way, if we were here on our own and all this news was being sent to us and the airspace is closed and all that, I think we would have been really, really panicked and kind
Yeah.
of thinking what to do. But the fact that we have Ali with us, we can talk through the situation, understand the fact on the ground and not rely on purely news, which kind of puts our heart at ease. And Zakaria, this is what...
Yeah, you ain't got a jar of glue, have you?
He doesn't have a jar of glue.
We've just got here to the palace and it's actually closed.
Could be because multiple reasons. Maybe it was meant to be closed. G? It wasn't meant to be closed, no? Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. Rather than exploring a garden of flowers or a palace of flowers, we're now going to go to the US Embassy. And what more fitting day to go to the US Embassy and kind of see what happened there than on the day where this whole situation starts. I think it's really fitting, don't you think, Fambos?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I like the idea. Let's do that. It's going to be good. The former US Embassy is now turned into a museum. It's also referred to as the US Den of Espionage. And the reason behind this was that in 1979, thousands of protesters set a peaceful demonstration at the US Embassy, demanding for transparency of the activities that were happening within. Shortly after, they stormed the building and took all 54 employees hostage for 444 days. You can't record videos inside, but taking pictures was allowed. It was interesting to see how the interior of the embassy was pretty much kept as it is. It's almost like walking back in time over 40 years. You can see the videos of the hostages and see testimonials of how they were treated. Interesting to hear that they were treated really well, even celebrating Christmas with a Christmas tree and all. Inside there, it was really, really interesting, I have to say. Like, just some of the materials, some of the souvenirs and everything that are there, it's a bit eye-opening to actually what happened and how the hostages were taken compared to like what we hear in the history books and what happened in the news. We also brought some souvenirs which are really, really interesting. So
Yeah, we got these, guys. This is a USSR and a Palestine book, which would be quite interesting to read.
yeah.
They literally faxed together hundreds of pieces of shredded paper and glued it back together again.
Yeah,
So that'll be a nice read when we're back into Bali, hopefully.
yeah, that'd be nice, I think.
Zakaria!
Zakaria's over there looking at the water. He's fascinated by this basically river that's passing through right outside. But yeah, these are all the documents that basically when the students took over the embassy, they found mountains and mountains of paperwork that had been shredded by the embassy workers, as the embassy workers knew that something was going to happen when the students started march towards the embassy. And so there was a painstaking effort by these students to put all this shredded paper together to actually see like what was going on in the embassy. And the suspicion was true. It was actually a point where the US could spy on Russia via Iran and everything that was going on there during the Cold War and after the Cold War. So really, really interesting what was going on here during that time. And you know what? The history books kind of show exactly what happened. After walking around in the morning, we built up an appetite. It was time for our first proper meal in Tehran, and we were really, really excited. One thing that I am absolutely in love with Iran is the fact that we can now have this. Because it's locally produced.
And this.
And this.
Cheers. And this.
And this. So it's something that we've not had for a very, very long time because obviously Coca-Cola is on the boycott list. But here, the Coca-Cola, the Fanta, Sprite and everything is produced locally in Iran. So there's no kind of support to you-know-who or they who shall not be named. So yeah, really excited for that. But food is coming out, gonna try that as well. The food didn't disappoint. We had the kebab with some bread, chicken with some saffron rice, and Ali went for a Persian version of, dare I say it, biryani. It had a really interesting flavour with sweet and sour notes from the barberry fruit that is commonly used in the cooking here. The food was 10 out of 10, and you know it's good when Zakaria eats to his full. So all that food was 17 million, and it's around $20 or thereabouts. Bargain buckets, I say, right? What is that?
Huh?
Bargain buckets.
Bargain buckets.
And I have to say, it was amazing food, like really, really delicious. Huh? Why he's not talking?
He's a statue, that's why.
He's a statue, yeah.
He's a statue. Statues don't talk. Okay, guys, we are going to try some Iranian ice cream for the first time. I'm so excited. Zakaria is very excited.
He is indeed.
Is it going to be rich, creamy, smooth? Is it going to be beat Mr. Whippy? We're about to find out.
Yes.
Ice cream.
Oh wow, look
there
at that.
There you go. Whoa, that looks rich.
Whoa, that looks good.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, look at that.
That looks really good actually. And this one, Zakaria's, look. Whoa. Look at Zakaria's. What do you say?
Say Mamoon.
Say Mamoon.
Mamoon.
How much is that total?
$1.
$1.
We're gonna try this $1 ice cream. Well, half of that because we've got two.
Is it good?
That's too good. Creamy, rich, sweetie.
Oh yeah, that is really nice. Really, really nice. And it's massive.
Massive. And that was $1 for two.
Yeah. So
bargain. Say bargain bucket, Zakaria.
To get away from the afternoon heat, we decided to do something that's not really on the typical tourist hit list. Take a ride on the metro. You wouldn't think that a city like Tehran had a well-connected public transportation, but it's actually a really good way to get about. But sadly, something happened and we got into a spot of bother which prevented us from recording on the metro. So the situation at the metro station was really, really interesting. We did get told to stop filming. We basically got stopped by the police and we were there for about an hour and a half. The security services ended up coming to the room that we were sat in. They checked through all our footage, asked me a few questions around where we're from, why did we come to Iran now, do we work for the news agencies, and what we're doing here. And they kind of looked through our footage. Because of the heightened situation that is going on in Iran, and news coming out that it was a sabotage that was done internally, there's a very heightened security presence here, and that's why filming in certain locations have been restricted. Not at certain national monuments and stuff, but specifically like metro stations and stuff. But I have to say one thing, the security services and everything that came to see us, they were very professional, very thorough, very quick, and they were really, really kind and nice. And they apologized in the end to us. They just basically reiterated, look, this never usually happens, it's just because what happened. And it was unfortunate that we're in Iran at a time when this situation happened. But anyway, you know what? I have to say, even though the situation was scary by the end of it, I was quite surprised and quite impressed actually with the way the security situation was handled. So I think we're just going to be in a bit of a heightened presence and really think about where we're recording. But they assured us that everything that was going on wasn't the norm and that it was out of the ordinary and we don't have anything to worry about. So that was really, really good. Anyway, aside from that, now we've basically made it to the Azadi Tower, which translates to the Freedom Tower. And it was built in 1971 by the Shah of Iran at the time, which was basically commemorating 2,500 years of monarchy. And he wanted to build something really grand. And he wanted to build something that really stood out in Tehran. And so he decided to build this, what is a very, very impressive tower. Before it was called Azadi Tower, it was actually called Shah Yad, which means in memory of the Shah or in memory of the king. And it cost $20 million in 1971 to build. So you can only imagine how much that is equivalent today. I mean, according to inflation, it could be over like 400 million. So here we have it. This is the Azadi Tower, and I have to say, it is very, very, very impressive. 6:22 right now, and the weather has finally really cooled down. Nice, pleasant wind as well, and the sun is just beautiful. Zakaria, you want to run? Yeah, go on then, try running. Farsi, oh, sorry, English. English. Zakaria, so look at his friend.
Why is that stupid?
Okay, say Assalamu alaikum. Hey, say Assalamu alaikum.
Hello.
Say Assalamu alaikum, Zakaria. Look, like this. Like this. See, look. Whoa, look at that, Baba. That's really good. Look at that. Yeah, it's very slippery, yeah? Yeah. Oh, I see Mummy's there. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think the guy wanted some money for the toilet, but I didn't have any.
Okay, I'll go and pay him. I need to go to the toilet anyway.
Yeah, what's he doing here?
Zakaria's trying to climb up that with the kids. It's really nice around here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
We're just reading the news situation right now. In the news it says, so expect the following. With all the stuff that's going on, it says expect the following. Israel continues striking Iran, and Iran hits back with all it can. America is forced to help defend its ally Israel. Iran hits both Israel and the US and possibly US allies. That's the predictable bit. Wars follow the laws of unintended consequences. At any point in that escalation, unexpected events could lead to greater consequences. Basically, that's the predictable bit. It's the stuff that you can't predict, which is the interesting stuff, because you never know what happens with the consequences of what people do. But it says brace yourself. In the coming days, it could go in a number of different ways. And if the Persian Gulf becomes a battleground, then everyone's going to feel the consequences. And this is obviously a piece from Sky News, right? So you kind of like take it as a pinch of salt, but I think it kind of like just opens your eyes at how fragile the whole situation is right now. And I think there's probably that a little bit of ear in the air right now as well. It's like, what next? Which is, I think everyone is kind of thinking about. The whole world basically is like, what's going to happen? So we're just going to have to see, right? It's crazy to be in this situation. It's one thing just reading the news and kind of just like going about your day, but this is at the back of our mind all day long that we're here. On a side note, the sunset is beautiful.
Absolutely stunning. We're all having a great time here.
Focus on the positive side.
Exactly, yeah. We focus on the positive sides, yeah. As we finish the day off and we're driving back to the hotel, we witnessed something that we'd never thought in our wildest dreams we would see. What was it?
It's our artillery which is like shooting.
In the air?
Yeah, maybe they have seen something like
Oh, okay.
suspicious. Because yeah, it's like, this is not missiles.
Yeah, it's fine. It
This
looked
is
like...
our artillery.
Yeah, it was coming from like
Exactly.
down to upwards. I could see it.
Exactly.
We're literally winding down for the day and kind of thinking about what to do here right now. And all of a sudden we could hear what sounded like fireworks going off outside. But you can see literally air defense missiles have been shot. You can see clearly from kind of the ground shooting out. It's really, really scary. Like when we were driving back to the hotel earlier, we thought we heard fireworks in preparation for Eid tomorrow. But actually, when we looked out the window, it was kind of it was defense missiles that were heading up into the sky. And now just a whole load more have kicked off. We're really seriously considering now what the situation is and what we're going to do here, because sitting in Tehran right now as a family isn't making sense. So we're just going to have to do dua and see what happens. So I think what we need to do is basically have our bag packed 24/7, just like have it packed just in case we need to leave at short notice, because literally it felt really, really like not even far from us. So
It's not a joke anymore.
It's not, yeah.
I'm just thinking, do we pack our bags and just ask the driver to take us to the border and we'll get there by the morning?
But we can't leave through the border because our visas don't allow us.
Does it not?
No. It's air only, innit? Remember, that's what you say. This is where the complications of simply leaving kicked in. Airspace was closed, meaning no flights in and out of the country. And we thought our visas were marked only to exit via air. We messaged the British Embassy seeking advice on what to do, but they were clear, they couldn't help us. I sent inquiry to the FCDO, so Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, around our situation. 10 minutes ago and basically got a reply as well. What this is saying is, we can't help you right now. You're stuck on your own. Monitor the website and see what happens. So I've signed up to the email alerts. Let's see what happens. But I think we're probably on our own, you know. So we're gonna have to do whatever we do ourselves.
Basically, is there an automated response there?
It's not an automated response because the automated response is this: no reply. We've received your inquiry. Right.
So they're not really answered any questions about going land.
They've not answered any question. At this point, we were getting calls from family and friends checking in on us if we were okay and advising us to get out. Surprisingly, they had more information on what was going on and how the situation was unfolding, so we started to get a better picture of what was actually going on in the ground. And we just basically leave like short, so we're going to just pack our things. I think we might try and get some rest and see what happens.
Just get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, bye.
Okay, we'll chat to you in a bit, sis. Okay.
We're just speaking to the agency now, see what they can do to help us or give us some advice.
As the bombing was getting worse, we decided to pack up our things at 1 o'clock in the morning and head out of Tehran.
Missiles going back and forth. It's not stopping. It's been going on since 10 o'clock and now it's midnight and they're going mad again. So we are literally getting our stuff out.
Our tour guide said, let's just leave. Literally, it's been going on for an hour. 1 o'clock now, midnight it started.
It's all started at 10.
Well, yeah, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, using the first parts of the missile.
These guys are just chilling here like as if nothing's happening, but...
No, they are in a meeting, like people are gathered together, but they're like not sure what to do, but
Yeah,
they probably don't.
have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
They don't have the privilege like us, right, to leave. We jumped into the car and started driving, and even as we left Tehran, the loud bangs and missiles flew above us. Reality really started to kick in, that the situation was escalating and it was a good job that we were leaving. In and amongst the panic, our tour agency that arranged our trip had already spoken to some contacts and confirmed that we can leave via the overland border. So we drove through the night and headed towards the Turkish border. So, little update guys, we've been basically driving for about 5 hours from Tehran. In the end, when we left, we're now midway through Tehran and Tabriz at the service station. We parked up about 6 o'clock in the morning to basically have a rest because our driver was literally driving for hours and hours and hours. And we had zero sleep as well. We're at this service station now. We took a bit of a rest. And now we're going to basically just carry on driving, make our way to Tabriz, I think. This is basically where we are right now. This is Tehran, and we want to go all the way to the top there as well. We have a very, very long journey ahead of us today. We're going to try and cover it all, and let's see what happens.
Oh guys, what an eventful evening. We left at 1 a.m. and we've been driving for about 4 or 5 hours. We've been keeping an eye out for news articles, but there's no updates so far.
With the goodies, I come with the goodies. There's banana milk as well. We're going to be in the car for another 3 hours, so before we go, 10 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, done.
I want to do it.
That's a pregnant woman doing 10 squats. Back on the road. As we neared Tabriz, 7 hours away from Tehran, we saw smoke rising from around us. Thinking this was a coincidence, and maybe it was just a fire, we decided not to chance anything in the current situation and pass through Tabriz and get off at the next little town for a little break. That looks like a fire on a warehouse, yeah. It's just passing through Tabriz and we've seen like loads of fires, pretty much like at least 2. That was a bit of a spooky situation. It could have been just coincidence that there's a fire, but in this situation, coincidence is sometimes not a coincidence, right? But surroundings and the greenery here is absolutely beautiful. So we just finished up on some food now. We're in a town called Sufyan. Had some food, finished up on that. Zakaria's got some ice cream. Yeah, we're gonna make our way to the border now. I think like in the last hour, the kind of situation and our mood has completely changed, because when we were driving through Tabriz and we saw the 3-4 places on fire, we actually just found out from the restaurant owner here that it was the Israeli army. 5 fighter jets were in this area and they bombed various things like a cement factory and a few other places. The restaurant's owner's daughter was like, heart was really pounding. Even our tour guide, reality set in that this is actually a war and there's loads going on. So yeah, we're gonna basically make our way to the car now and get going. We need to get as soon as we can to the border so that our tour guide can make his way back as well. But Zakaria's enjoying his ice cream. He doesn't know anything better. The final stretch of our journey was amongst us, and with one refuel stop, we entered the border town of Bazarkhan. So a quick petrol stop, fill up the tank, almost $1 for 25
Oh, so it's a bit more expensive here.
85. No. The price is the same. The thing is that we have like the thing of 60 liters per month, which is like
Oh, you get
2 cents a liter.
Okay.
And then after that, you got 100 liters, which is 4 cents a liter, 5 cents a liter.
But even $1 for 25 litres, absolute bargain. Second cheapest fuel in the world after Venezuela.
So after what is been a 15-16 hour journey with kind of like a 3.5 hour stopover, we're just entering the border town now. A few kilometers away from Iran and Turkey border, and make our way through. Ready?
Yeah,
Look at you sleeping.
you know, nicely.
Yeah. It's quite busy. A few people trying to leave. Let's see what the situation is. Shall I carry on recording or what?
Probably best not, in case they think you're security forces or something.
Yeah. So now we're basically making our way through to the couple of kilometers which takes you to the actual border crossing. Cars are not allowed through, only like the official taxi drivers. So inshallah, we'll make our way through, yeah? Inshallah. It's going to be time to say bye now, right? Yeah.
You're welcome.
And
Hope to see you again, like when
Inshallah.
the situation is.
we'll
very,
keep in
very
touch
soon.
and let me know how your family is and your wife and everything. And thank you for just the last few days. It's been incredible, even though we've had so much going on.
It's Saturday, right? Saturday afternoon.
In
And we
a-
met Thursday night. But it feels like we've been together for a lot longer. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But let us know how your journey gets back and with your family and everyone, because inshallah, yeah, safe passage,
And we will
inshallah.
see you
yeah.
again.
For someone that we've only known for like, I'd say less than 48 hours, it felt like we were saying goodbye to someone that we've known for a very, very long time, because we're together 24/7. And it's crazy that we were meant to spend like 14 days together, but only ended up spending less than 2. We built such a good, strong relationship with him, so imagine what it would have been like after 2 weeks. So yeah, it's quite bittersweet, and I think it's like given the situation and the sacrifice that Ali did when he left his family behind and got us to safety all this way. Now he's going to drive all the way back and eventually get his family to safety as well, which was like really, really selfless of him. And
That
let's
was
see what
really
happens.
emotional. Literally, we only known him for a few days.
It's not even a few days, less than 48 hours.
You just sacrificed so much. I'm gonna cry again. It's like you said, innit? We're leaving.
But these guys are still have to go through all the struggles.
It's really bad.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's mad. It's the guilt of leaving, and these people that we've met that have like looked after us, like right from Zara, who's like literally as soon as we're there was messaging, you guys okay, anything you need, was messaging us. So this is the lady from AKO Trip that managed everything for us and organised this trip, literally messaging us and was available 24/7. It was 12 o'clock last night. We said we want to go to
Yeah, we
Turkey.
decided.
We decided, and they made it happen. She made it happen. She spoke to the guide, and like he said, yeah, you know what? And I made sure that we weren't doing something selfless. And I said to the guide, like I said to Ali, that if you were here on your own, would you get up and get out of Tehran? And he said, yeah, I would. So that's why we did it. So yeah, it looks like they're checking the passports now. So let's turn the camera off and go through. So guys, we have made it through. We are officially in Turkey. We've gone through passport control, visa stamped in, got our luggage checked and everything. And we are now in what is, I would say, the arse ends of Turkey.
We are.
Part of Turkey that you probably wouldn't go and take a jet to holiday. So now we basically have the challenge to go from this border crossing where we are in the middle of nowhere in Turkey to our next stop, which is Van. That's like the nearest place that we want to get to, where they have a domestic airport that can potentially take us
Yeah.
to somewhere which we can go for onward travel. But now we need to find like a bus or a taxi or something that takes us
Yeah, I think we
somewhere.
need to get out.
Yeah, we need to get out though. While we had the privilege to leave Iran as soon as there was a sign of an escalating conflict, it's easy to forget there's millions of people that don't have the same privilege as us. People like Ali, who we only knew for 25 hours but still, without hesitation, left his family behind to get us to safety. These are the true faces of Iran and not what the media paints out to be. Normal people with big hearts and smiles, dreams and ambitions of a world with peace. We only met for a short time, but you left a lasting impact in our life. and inshallah we will meet again. And while the situation in the region unfolds, time will tell us what happens. But in the meantime, remember our brothers and sisters from Iran in your du'as for their safety and well-being.